How was our 2023? What all happened this past year? And what's the best conversation that John and I have had? Well, we talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I am your host, Todd McManus, on this cool winter's day here in Louisiana. So just to go ahead and cut to the chase here, that this is the last episode of 2023. We are ending off 2023 with a bang, and today we're actually going to be looking back on a few of the great conversations I had with multi-time guest and a good friend of mine, Mr. John Wright. He has been on many different episodes, and I thought, to go ahead and just give us some time to relax this holiday season, since this is the last episode of the Toddcast of 2023. I was like, you know what? Let's do a best of episode, and who better than John to look back on some great episodes from many days ago, as in a few years ago. So we're ending 2023 off with the best of John, and you're about to listen to a few clips from those episodes. If you ever want to listen to the full episodes, all of those episodes are available on podcast providers, as well as my YouTube channel, which there should be a link down in the description of this episode that contains the link to my YouTube channel. If you tap or click on that, it will take you directly to my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and subscribe, and you can listen to all the episodes of the Toddcast. So, without further ado, I don't think there's anything else other to say than here are a few clips from me and John Wright.
Food. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm actually going to Google this. That way I actually get it correct. Sonic Drive-In, my favorite place, of course, has these new slushes that are new. Mm-hmm. Well, correct. That's what that means. Yeah. I don't know. They're supposed to be like wine flavored for some reason. I don't know.
Is it like a cooler, or is it a wine? It's like, have like a rosé, Chardonnay wine.
I can actually just look on the app. Well, one of them. Okay, let's see here.
I'm barely 21. I don't know anything.
They have
alcohol.
They have peach Bellini slush, strawberry frosé slush, and then a red berry sangria.
Okay.
And none of them have alcohol, of course.
I don't know if I would try any of those, but if I did have some alcohol to put into them,
they'd probably be pretty good. Honestly,
I might do that
because they just used the flavoring, like peach Bellini slush flavor, and then they just put the slush into it, the ice part.
That target audience might be college students and middle-aged women, to be honest.
I mean, you're not wrong. I do believe that. And like, I haven't had them yet. I saw them because I had Sonic for lunch today, believe it or not.
Oh gosh.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the chicken basket, You
can't.
And I had it, and I saw it, and it'll come across the screen. It shows you, like, making them in the back and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, no. And then, because there was, like, the peach one is just the peach flavor and the slush. And the other two, the sangria and the frosé, have real strawberry fruit in it. Mm-hmm. Like, you can actually, like, look at it and see it, Mm-hmm. But I ain't gonna try them. Yeah. I mean, I might. Like, I like strawberry flavored stuff. I'm not a big peach guy.
Yeah.
But like strawberry, and I don't know what sangria tastes like, but it might be good.
Have you ever seen the big jugs it's like glass jugs that are filled with wine? They're like, a good foot and a half large. Yeah. Those are normally sangria, and it's a college girl drink.
I've heard.
If I've ever seen one. That and White Claws. I never enjoyed it, for sure. But I don't like wine, so.
Yeah. I honestly don't think I've ever tried wine. Like, I've had... to speak about alcohol. I've tried alcohol on here.
Yeah.
As soon as I was, 21, I did back in March. I tried the Mike's Harder lemonade. I did 5 different flavors, and it was a little bit of an act afterwards, of course, because I tried to put on a normal episode after trying 5 different flavors. And
now, did you just try them, or did you?
I drank half of each one of them.
Okay.
So basically, out of 5, I drank 2.5 cans.
Now, what you should have done, you drink half of each one, and then you pour all of it into one, and then you drink that and give your review on that.
Now, what am I rate this combination of like green apple, lemonade? Like, I mean, they were good, but it's weird how it does it to you.
Yeah.
Where it's like the more you drink, the better it tastes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like because to me personally, I'm not an alcohol flavor guy.
Yeah.
The alcoholic part of it is not like I need something that has more. The flavor has to overpower the alcohol itself because I'm like, oh, no, this ain't good, you know.
Exactly.
But it's like I was trying after I got to like the 5th one, I was like, I could taste the cranberry in this one, the green apple, you know, and I was like, man, this is just like a juice or something, you know.
And they say it's an acquired taste, and I
feel like
acquired
one. Well, it's like each different version of alcohol is its own acquired thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I also have tried moonshine on this, and that was god awful.
It is
because that's like that. Your car could run off of that. I think
you need to try some of those flavored moonshines. I think they have it. I went to a place in Missouri. Speaking of which, I just went on another trip. But I went to this place in Missouri that they had like 10 different flavored moonshines. I think one of them was like pickle juice moonshine.
Oh.
One of them was cherry moonshine. With it has like those cherries that you'd put on ice cream.
Oh yeah, like
Maraschino or something like that.
Yeah, and then you can like tie the knot in your mouth.
Yeah,
for that. Yeah.
Had those full in the jar of moonshine.
So it was like soaking.
Yeah, so you eat those. You could eat like 3 and get drunk.
Moonshine
because the sugar absorbs all the alcohol. But they had coffee moonshine, which I don't know if I would dare mess with that.
Good Lord.
They had some really interesting flavors. But you should do a sampler of some moonshine. You might not be able to.
The only thing is that I would have to be like, all right, this is the last flavor. All right, good night, everyone. I have to end it at that. Yeah. So it's like, because afterwards, I remember, let's just say I don't remember half the things I said afterwards. And that was like back in March. And like you can listen to it. I think it was like episode 61 or something. And that's the only episode so far where I've done a full episode. Because I will do another one for all of those listening to. Before the year ends, I'll do another one whole episode of just me reviewing drinks.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to pick alcohol because there's so many different flavors of like I did with Mike's Harder.
Yeah.
Where you can pick like, what has a bunch of flavors?
There's a bunch of those.
I mean, those
coolers. You got Mike's. You got
those.
Bud Light.
Bud Light seltzers. Yeah.
There's
and I can always try like normal Mike's Hard.
Truly's. I prefer Truly's because they're low carb. And there's like...
Are the flavors good?
Well, so you've got a couple... like they've got boxes of like particular flavors. You got Truly Teas, and you've got like Truly Lemonades, like Truly Tropical. There's a couple of those. I prefer the lemonades and the teas. The lemonades are good cold, and the teas I can drink them hot. They're like they don't even taste like alcohol.
Yeah.
It just tastes like you're drinking a flavored tea.
Is it like it's not like sweet tea, but is it more like green tea or?
It's like a peach tea or okay. I think they have like a lemon tea, something like that. But I took those to the beach with me, and I just didn't feel like carrying around a cooler full of ice, and so I was drinking those like in the 80-degree lukewarm, almost hotter than that, in the ocean. And it was absolutely wonderful. Yeah. I mean, it just tasted like I was drinking tea.
Yeah.
Can't imagine how they taste with ice, but those are probably the best ones that I've had, especially with your like carb ratio. They're low carb, so they don't affect me.
Was that like for keto diet type stuff?
Well, diabetes.
Well, that too, of course.
but I mean,
it's like keto, if you do the keto, because I always knew the keto is like no carbs. I think.
Yeah.
So that's like your better option, of course, is Truly. I need to try Truly, I guess. But because with me, it's like I don't want to buy like a box of one flavor and not like it. You know?
A box you're gonna have like a flavor group, and then it's gonna be like 5 flavors in the box. So
is it 24 or?
I think there's 12 in most boxes.
Okay.
I want to say. I wouldn't recommend trying anything except for the lemonades and the teas, because the tropicals and the original flavors are just like,
they're
It's almost tastes like drinking static, mixed with a little bit of alcohol, and it's not great. But I mean, there's plenty of others like Seagrams. Those are pretty sweet, but there's not a lot of alcohol in them. You can't taste the alcohol, so you're just like you're drinking fruit juice, really.
Yeah.
Maybe after 10, you might feel a little buzz.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of seltzers.
Those are those little like 4 or 5%ers out there. Yeah.
A Red's Apple Ale is a good.
I've tried it.
It's pretty good.
Because what I've done and what I just have to do is I have to go and just look around at a gas station.
Yeah.
To get singles of each flavor.
You should go to Brookshire's.
Okay.
So, not all Brookshire's, but like the bigger Brookshire's, and Super Ones, they'll have like a pretty large selection. I like to go to the Brookshire's, like North 18th.
Past ULM.
Yeah.
Is that one?
It's
closer to the bowling alley? Or before you get there? It's on the right.
On 165?
Yeah. That's what
you could go there.
Like the one north, you know.
That one's on 165 though, but the one that's next to some Small Cakes. So it's like right.
Oh yeah. That's literally like turn left and you look down the lane there and you're there. Yeah. I got you.
That is really I
don't think I've ever been in that one.
They have like 4 aisles of alcohol, and you could just stay for hours.
I need to go to Brookshire's.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so Sonic's trying to do that now. They're trying to capture because we're in this time. You know, this is the time everybody's getting back into college. You're starting soon. I've already started back, and it's like let's get these freshmen. You know, that's all it is basically. So with all of that, speaking of a little bit about more Sonic, they've had many different limited edition items on the menu in the past many years that we've known of Sonic Drive-In. And each month is always a different thing, usually. Mm-hmm. Like right now are those wine slushes, and they also usually do, it's either like a blast or a drink, and then it's a food item. Mm-hmm. And this month is the grilled cheese burger. Which is a grilled cheese, of course, but instead you can get a hamburger patty, onions, and ketchup and mustard in it. But of course you can
might end up going there.
You can get a double of it too.
Oh wow!
And what I did is that I'm not big on like ketchup and mustard on there. What I did is just, of course, go on the app, remove that, and add bacon. It's a melt. Big old patty, a fast food Sonic patty melt.
I think you've got me sold on that.
I've already had one. I think I had one last week because I love a good patty melt. Like Whataburger's the best fast food patty melt I've ever had, and a Waffle House is like top of the line. Like it's a top tier patty melt for me. And I think I've had like a homemade one, and it's pretty good, you know. But you can't capture Waffle House grease. Yeah, like it's so like people like you can walk in and just
it's that bacon grease
just hits you right in the face, and you're like, oh, and then you eat it, and you're like, man, this is amazing, you know. But the Sonic one is good. But to ask you, because I think I have an answer to this, I think. What, in the past couple years, would you say it is the most memorable to you or your number one most favorite limited edition item from Sonic?
I think it's probably my favorite and most memorable because I don't remember a single other one.
They had pickle slush.
I forgot it until now.
Yeah.
But the pretzel dog, with like the pretzel dough bun, that was like something else for me. I don't know why, but I just love it. I love pretzels. Like go to Auntie Anne's, and I'm just all for it. I think I dated a girl who worked at Auntie Anne's once, and she'd give me like their leftover pretzels. Golly, I gained 40 pounds in that relationship. Oh, it was so good. But those pretzel dogs, I really enjoyed.
So you're like a big pretzel bun guy, like even like a hamburger pretzel bun type deal?
You know, for hamburgers, I'm a little bit different. I like a jalapeno bun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever like had a genuine pretzel bun on a hamburger though.
I think
I'd be down to try it.
The ones who always do it to most to me are Wendy's. It's usually like they had the The pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger, which was like monster cheese and like they had like beer cheese, and it was like, it's the pretzel bun with like the cut line down the middle, and onion strings, all that kind of stuff. The chicken sandwich is better. No offense to Wendy's, but their chicken is way more better than their burgers, in my opinion. Like, I would much rather have a great chicken sandwich than a great hamburger, because like a chicken sandwich to me, it can go above and beyond, That's just me,
Obviously, it depends on your seasonings, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think you can season chicken better than you can beef, like ground beef, and it still hold its like integrity. Like that spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Every day I think about that.
It's still it was a total game changer. Yeah. I mean, it was
the lines out to the road. Oh my gosh.
Like it's every day. It's literally every day that I go through town. Either if I'm going there or if I'm just passing, it's all the way out to the road.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what mine would be. I mean, I remember those times they had those like ice cream blast cores.
Yeah.
I remember those. They had a cake batter slush before. Not a slush. A blast. The slush would be nasty.
Yeah.
But the blast. I remember not much food items. I remember the chicken slingers, the little ones. They used to be limited, but they made that an actual menu item.
The cookie dough blast used to be limited.
And it's like it's a full-time thing now.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and getting those, and it'd be on for maybe like a year, and then they'd be like, "Yeah, we don't serve those anymore." When I'd come back for them, I'd be like, "What?" It's literally the best ice cream you have. I don't know what you put in that cookie dough, but it's crack.
Yeah, yeah, like it's real cookie dough.
Yeah, I used to love getting those, and then I found out it wasn't like a normal thing they had, and now they have it all the time.
Yeah, it's literally it's on the app, it's on the full time menu.
Which I love that. I'll get those when I'm feeling a little saucy late at night.
Get that with the grilled cheeseburger.
I'm thinking about it.
So, because
might have to cut this podcast short.
So welcome back. We're back from Sonic. Because what was I going to say? Oh, I remember the time we went to Sonic and you got a Route 44 strawberry shake,
which they didn't let me.
Which that was a struggle, I will tell you that. But
oh gosh.
Which I don't know why they don't do that. People would be sold if you could get a Route 44 blast or something, I
did get diabetes shortly after that.
Was yes.
It could have been.
It was a sign.
It could have been a contributing factor.
Apparently so.
We went to the trampoline park that day, I think.
Oh yeah, it was towards altitude, and then we went afterwards, and you were like, "I'm about to die. Give me a Route 44 strawberry shake," and I ordered, and they were like, "What?" And I said, "A Route 44 strawberry shake," and they were like, "Let me get the manager." And she come on there and was like, "We'll charge you for a large and a small," is what it was. Yeah. And then you just hollered out, "That's okay." And they brought it out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And you're like, "I'm about to eat all it."
I had a feeling that I was the first person to ask for that.
Probably so.
First person to be out of my mind.
Yeah. Which I'm surprised nobody else has. I would totally get a Route 44 blast. Yeah. I probably wouldn't eat it all in one sitting,
the amount of calories and carbs in that.
Oh yeah.
It's just
because my favorite's the M&M from Sonic. It's top tier blast, of course. But so with that being all of that said, talking a little bit more about food, what would you say? I actually heard this question a couple days ago. What would you say out of all the restaurants and places you've eaten at, what would be your favorite appetizer? Whenever you go to a restaurant and you look at the menu and you look out under the appetizers, what is that one thing that would stand out to you where you're like, man, I could go for this? For me, I love mozzarella sticks, of course. And there's some places that have that light breading on them, and it's you can get either marinara or ranch or whatever you prefer. And then there's always good Which I just thought about it. Which, honestly, like Olive Garden breadsticks, they're not really an appetizer. They're like how Texas Roadhouse is with rolls and how Red Lobster biscuits are.
Yeah.
Like, that's just your bread, if you will.
I don't know what tier that would be on, but it's something.
Well, it's also like your chip and dip at Mexican restaurants.
Or like Chili's.
Yeah. With that being said, you're going on another trip, hopefully in the fall of this year, and then we'll have to have you back on to talk about that.
Please.
Because I haven't been anywhere in a long time.
It is possible that I might go over Christmas break too. You know, like to see New York at Christmas, pull a Home Alone. You never know.
Yeah.
Lost to New York, but that's also maybe.
Yeah, it's a big maybe.
But I got a new car to take if I do go.
So, yeah. So, the car you had that you drove up there with,
cute little Mazda 3,
had it for a while.
Had it for a good while, since the tornado. As a matter of fact, that came through Ruston. It's about 2 years.
Yeah, like
a little bit more.
A little over 2 years, I think. So you've had it since then.
As a matter of fact, I think it was 4 days away from the 2-year anniversary of that hurricane when I lost that car.
Because that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
When that, or 2 months ago, 2 years ago.
I want to say it was March 24th or 26th that tornado came through.
I had it.
I should have. I'm pretty sure I have.
Probably had it saved in Snapchat, to be honest.
I know I have it saved. But
because I remember seeing it on it made the Weather Channel. That's what I remember. But you lost the original car in that from the tornado, which was a while back.
Let's see. Oh, I believe. Okay, maybe I was mistaken. April 25th. That's when that was. Well, I was wrong.
2 days from now.
Yeah,
this
2
Sunday.
days from now.
Yeah,
is the 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
But this would be around the time that I was getting the new car. So
yeah.
Yeah. I drove that car about 80,000 miles. All over the country, you know.
Yeah.
And I put some miles on it. I only had it for 2 years, 80,000 miles. That's a good.
That's a long amount.
I need an extended warranty, honestly.
Yeah.
You know? Speaking of which, has anybody contacted you about your extended warranty?
A few times.
Drove that car a lot. Did great. I went all over the country and never got close to a wreck.
All reliable.
Nowhere near. Yeah, Mazdas are great cars.
Yeah.
You know, I change my own oil. I take care of it. If I got to put new brakes on there, I'll put new brakes on there.
The type of cars that are meant to last.
Yeah. They go a good while. So take this whole trip. I'm fine. And then I come back. You know, I'm doing life. I go to work one day. And I'm like, I want to buy a gun today.
Yeah.
I just want to get one.
It's a southern thing.
Exercise my right.
Yeah.
And then I leave work and I got a couple $1,000. You know, I got about $7,000 saved, which is a perfect amount for a down payment now that I think about it. And I just want to buy, like, you know, a couple $100 gun. So instead of going on the interstate and going home, I take, I think it's Trenton. It might be Trenton into Lammy Lane.
Monroe?
Yeah, by Books A Million.
Yeah.
Runs behind Walmart.
Yeah.
And so I take that road. I'm going to the...
Because the Nukes is over there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's that road.
Yeah.
I believe that's Trenton. I take that road because I'm going to go to the TP Outdoors that's over...
off of Desert and Louisville there. Yeah.
I'll take the back roads, right? I'm gonna just do that. And I'm driving the speed limit.
It's just another normal day in Monroe.
Normal day. Got my window down.
Yeah.
Thankfully. And I'm listening to my music. I don't even know what song was playing, but it cut off. I'll tell you what. They called the cops when it happened.
I always remember the song that's played whenever something happens.
I really don't. I don't even. I wish I knew. It was like, I bet it was an Eagles song because that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like, because to interrupt you for a minute. I remember the last time that I had something happen to my truck was when a deer hit me.
Yeah.
I was driving down the road and a doe ran into the side right here, up close to the left
front panel,
the fender area, and I had to get a new fender because it like dented in the door a little bit behind the fender. I remember because it was an Ozzy Osbourne song that was playing. It was
Crazy Train,
it was.
Is it a newer one?
Yeah, it was a newer one.
Take What You Want.
No, it wasn't that one. I think that was around there though. It was crap. Ozzy. It was Under the Graveyard.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
He was like, Under the Graveyard, and then I got hit. And I was like, what the crap?
Right when the good
lick and I was like, slammed on the brakes. There was a piece of plastic that's in the front that fell out, and I guess it stuck in the deer. The doe lived and ran away. I was so mad, and I was like, ah! And I was just, because I didn't even hit the deer. Like, it would make sense if I hit the deer.
But it hit you.
But it head-butted me, and I was like, what the crap? So you're just living a normal day in Monroe.
I'm driving. There's a little intersection. It's a 4-way intersection. Which now, I remember, they told me in driver's ed, where does all the wrecks happen? It's in the intersection.
Because nobody knows. Nobody knows when to turn.
Yeah.
And go straight and all that.
Speaking of which, 75, 80-year-old lady is, she's turning left across my lane. She's in the oncoming turn lane.
Yeah.
And I'm going straight. There's 2 lanes going my direction. I'm in my left lane. Nobody else near me and driving with me. And I'm passing through the intersection. You know how you
is this the intersection like
right in front of Subway?
Because Subway connected that pizza place there.
Right there.
And then it's like the Walmart and Books and Millions down the road. There's a Pizza Hut close to there too.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's where it is.
I know exactly where you're at.
So I was going.
You were going towards ULM, right? Yeah.
That's exactly. Yeah. So in my left lane, and I basically cross, and I've probably slowed down by now because the speed limit's 40. It shouldn't be 40. I was probably going like 25, 30. I've slowed down a little bit, and the light turns yellow as I'm crossing into the intersection. So I'm not going to stop, obviously, because I'd be stopped in the intersection.
And you would be like leaving tire tracks from slamming your brakes.
Yeah. So as it turns yellow, as soon as it turns yellow, this lady turns left. And so I know what happened. I know that my lights were yellow. Her light had to just turn red. So they have that yield yellow blinking light, and it will turn red as soon as the yellow light hits for the other one because you're getting ready to not go. Yeah. Right. So hers just turned red, and she was already sort of halfway in the intersection. She wasn't going to back up because she has too many balls to do that. And she had a passenger in her car. Yeah. And if she turned left, that passenger would be in my line of sight, like I was going to hit her. And so as she's turning left, I'm in that left lane, and I would have hit her, the passenger, probably would have killed him. Probably. If I had hit him.
If you kept going full speed.
Yeah, they're both like 80 years old. Yeah. And that's a hard hit that probably flipped the car.
That's hard for anybody. Yeah. Even our age people.
Exactly. So I move over as I'm in the middle of the intersection into the right lane. And I take the hit. I get ready to brace, and it's all it's like split second. Like
it's all every time it's a split second.
It's hard to do, but it was like the only way I can equate it is like playing baseball. So you have to make the decision to swing the bat if the ball looks like it's going to be a strike, and that's like a split second that. But you just have a feeling
you got to the ball's already left the pitcher's hanging. You got to go for it.
And that's basically how it happened. I had a feeling that probably should have gotten the right lane, and I'll take the lick. And so I can save them. So I take the lick, and it hits the butt end of my car.
The back left end.
Yes. There's a lady turning right on red on the other side of this intersection. As we speak, Because she thought I was still in the left lane. She wasn't paying attention either. She didn't get a ticket though, which I think she should have. And she hits me as I've already been hit. So I get hit consecutively, which what that does...
Boom, boom, left and right.
Yes. What that does is it gives you awful whiplash from left to right. That hurts.
I bet.
But your airbags go off on the side that you were hit. So my airbags went off on my left side, and I've got them running up on top of the window, on the side of the wall separation between the doors.
Between the front and back door.
So I've got them right there, and I've got them in my seat.
Because I got them right here.
Yeah. So that's where they are.
Yeah.
They all explode as she hits me, and window's down. So the glass would have shattered if the window wouldn't have been down.
Did the glass shatter in the thing?
Yeah. So it would have shattered into my face if it hadn't been down.
All on to you, radio area, all that.
Yeah. But I got punched in the face with the airbags instead. So airbags hit me, knocked off my glasses, my hat.
That had to hurt.
It does. It hurts.
I've never been hit by an airbag before.
No,
that's gotta hurt.
It almost knocked me out. Like I could feel it. Like I was like close. I was stunned for sure. But as soon as the left airbag went off, I went, you move to the left when you get hit and the airbag goes off, and then it kicks you to the right. And then the airbags on the other side of the car went off. The seat, the passenger seat, they hit me. Threw me back in the other direction.
So you're just getting beat up in your car.
Beat up. So it dislocated my knee, my hip, and my shoulder. On the left side. And I have 2 pinched nerves from that as well. Both my sciatic nerves are pinched. And then my cervical arch in my neck is gone. Your back makes like an S shape. Yeah. Mine's like a 5 without the top of the 5.
Oh.
Yeah. So, the second lady hits me. First lady, she's in a nice little Buick car. It wasn't too bad. Second lady, she was in a big GMC, like Yukon.
Yeah.
She hits me. Her car's totaled. The Buick's car is fine. She destroyed my car. Her car's fine.
That's because it's a Buick.
Yeah,
the things are like tanks.
And the guy that owns the Subway. So, I'll get to this. Where they hit me between a bunch of trees and threw me into the parking lot of the Ouachita Bank that's across the street from Subway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, thankfully I didn't hit any trees.
Yeah.
But I came close. I threaded the needle. The guy from Subway that owns Subway was watching a basketball game in the lobby, and he saw it all happen. He was he came running over. He's an old man. Came running over. He's like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah." It hurts.
Yeah.
But I'm all right. And he was like, "Do you want me to cut this airbag open, get you out?" And I was like, "Kinda." I pull out a knife and I hand it to him. He cuts it open. All that shit comes on my arm and stuff. Speaking of which, it burns your skin off your arm.
Yeah.
So all that burns.
So now you're burning.
Yeah. Pulls me out, and I'm like, I look at the car. I'm like, that's totaled. He's like, you think? And then I look into the intersection, and everything that was in my trunk is in the middle of the intersection. Scattered. And it really, it did a 1-2 punch on my car.
It sounds like it.
And that first punch opened the trunk, and the second punch threw everything out of the trunk. So I had my dirty clothes, my underwear, socks. I had, some alcohol because I, partake in...
You partake.
In the juices.
Yeah.
And had some shotgun shells because I already have one gun. I just keep them in there, because sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
So I had a box of shotgun shells, a box of Red's Apple Ale, and a fish tank. For some reason, I'm not very sure why it's still in there. I think it was doing an experiment on something.
And the kitchen sink.
Yeah. And then I also had a little box of condoms in there because I am protected.
Gotta be safe.
Yeah. You don't go into a situation
not prepared.
And
well, you were prepared for everything.
Anytime I'm in with
your fish tank.
Yeah, with my fish tank, I'm prepared to save a fish, and if I got to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all that went out into the intersection, and I'm still shell shocked by all this banging around I had.
That's because you just got you just got punched on either side.
Yeah,
It's like Mike Tyson just 1-2 on.
I got whamboozled by Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You know, it was a wonderful feeling, honestly.
Woke you up.
It put me to sleep and woke me up all on the same same move. But I got out of the car and I'm seeing all this stuff in the intersection, and the guy's like, "Hey, I'll help you come pick it up." And I'm scattering to pick up all the embarrassing things. So he doesn't. I'm picking up my underwear, picking up my socks, and I'll let him get the condoms because I'm not embarrassed. I'm having sex. And pick up all the rest of the stuff, and then I run back to the car. The old lady's she's asking if I'm okay. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, how are you?" I'm feeling great.
The lady, the limping, trying to hit stuff.
No, I'm bruised up and I look disgusting. I'm bloody from the glass that shattered.
Yeah.
From the back window. The lady in the Yukon doesn't even care. She doesn't come she's just chilling. She doesn't give a shit.
She's just waiting on the cops to show up.
That's what. Yeah. So my car calls the cops as this happens. So when you get in a wreck. In a Mazda, it'll call the cops for you.
Yeah.
So it'll 911 and then all three ambulance cops.
That's in case if you're knocked out.
Yeah.
It'll do it for you.
So that's why I don't remember the song, because when it hit me, it called the cops.
Just started ringing.
Yeah. And I was like, I woke up and my phone's still connected, so I don't hear anything through the radio, but I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what's going on? And it's on my dash. It says 911 on the line right now. And I put my phone up to my ear and I say, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And then I hang up on them because I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah. I can't talk right now.
What that means is, come now.
Yeah.
Apparently. So they all
come.
Hey,
are you okay? Nah, I'm good.
Ambulance gets there first. And then the fire truck, and then the cop. 2 fire trucks came, as a matter of fact, and then they weren't needed, so they just left. Ambulance was like, "Hey, you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm not paying your ambulance bill. You can go." They went to the hospital after and got checked out, but wasn't about to pay for an ambulance. The cop,
oh God, no.
Cop was trying to get everybody's stories, and he was talking to the old ladies. He was like, "So, y'all, why did you turn?" He was like, "Oh, well, we had a green light." And he was like, well, he said he had a yellow light, and he was going through it, and that didn't make you would have a green light for it just wouldn't happen. I'm like, well, maybe it was yellow. It was the arrow. It was the arrow that's yellow. It tells you to go.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, that tells you to yield."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." I was like, "Why are you 75 years old driving?
Yeah.
You should know things." But yeah, so they got tickets for reckless driving, stuff like that. I did not get a ticket because I was driving.
Well, you didn't.
I was doing.
I don't think you deserved one, honestly, because you, if you kept going and did not get in the right lane, you would have hit them in the passenger seat. It could have killed one of them.
Still would have been their fault, but I did something to avoid it, so that it's better on you through the insurance companies if you try to avoid a wreck.
Yeah.
They'll give you more money if you do that.
You try to avoid it, and you basically put the least amount of people at risk.
Yeah.
By doing that.
But
Purple Heart.
Yeah. Maybe I was just at a death wish. I don't know.
Yeah.
Free suicide, right?
Yeah.
But
and then you went to TP Outdoors.
No, I did not. I never bought the gun. I'm pissed about it too. I had to put all the $7,000 I had to put it down on a new car. All of it, every single bit.
This new car looks good.
I appreciate it. It's a lovely car. 2021, I'm paying the same amount of payments on that one than I was on the 2016 Mazda, with that $7,000 down.
Which is good.
Yes,
honestly,
it's great.
Paying the same amount a month for a brand new car.
Yeah, with a smaller interest rate. It's 2.9 interest on that one.
Yeah.
10% on the Mazda.
God.
So
It works out. It works out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I've been.
Wonderful. I have not done anything like that, to be honest.
I just been keeping the roads hot.
Apparently so. Between driving all over the West Coast, and Vegas and back, and beating rainstorms by racing them, and then getting hit by old women, and getting knocked around by airbags, not all going off at the same time, so you weren't squished, but you were punched back and forth between airbags. So,
a couple quick jabs.
Yeah, it's just boom, boom, and it's like, now you're ready. Now you can fight Jake Paul.
Honestly.
So, well, that one. As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. And make sure you follow the Toddcast only on Instagram at _Toddcast_ for all your Toddcast social media needs. Make sure you tell your friends and your family, or anybody really, to give it a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. And if you want to know what's going to happen next week, well, I guess you're just going to have to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.